Welcome to the Casumnes Fire Leader Coaching and Credentialing Overview. I'm Matt Barney. I'm the founder of LeaderAmp. We're a company that focuses on growing leaders with the latest science and technology, and I'm pleased to share with you an approach we've taken with fire leaders initially at the Menlo Park Fire Protection District and with the former Fire Marshal of the state of California, Ronnie Coleman. We are focused on growing fire leaders because of the large forecast shortage of fire leaders that are forthcoming. We believe we now have an approach that has high touch and high tech elements to growing fire leaders in your real work. We combine the use of a time trial to identify the people who are willing to practice like an Olympian. The winners of that time trial get one-on-one coaching from an expert coach that I have personally credentialed. The idea is these people will practice even in between coaching sessions using some new forms of artificial intelligence. We use the latest computer adaptive assessments to make sure that our information is short, precise, and unbiased. Our approach is based on work I've done mostly in large organizations throughout my career and the latest science of leader potential and leader performance. So how does this begin? You start with identifying whether or not this is something you're excited about to take your own career to the next level. Our time trial is a competitive game to see which members of Casumnes have the wherewithal to organize their time like an Olympian in practicing the artificially intelligent coaching I've written on your real work. The idea is you take an initial self-assessment, you schedule when you'd like to practice. The days you want to practice, I will be sending you a tailored push notification on your mobile phone that you try to apply to your real Casumnes work and then journal about the lessons you've learned from that application. The expectation is that you'll make some mistakes, but that pain plus reflecting on that pain is what produces progress. Our mobile system looks like what you see on the screen to assess yourself. Also, there's a unique calibration phase where you rate another leader so that we can adjust for different kinds of biases and make sure those don't affect stakeholder ratings. You get to pick what areas you choose to develop. In each case, you'll have an app where you'll be able to journal about the lessons you've learned from that application. You can see on the screen here, most of our clients prefer to speak into Siri if they're using an iPhone or voice to text on an Android to speak into their journal. It's just a lot easier. Your expert coach then has a private window into seeing how you're doing with your practice and helping you even when they're not with you in between coaching sessions. To win the time trial, you have to be willing to practice like an Olympian, making meaningful journal entries after you've tried to apply this artificially intelligent coaching. And if you're not making any mistakes with your application, it means you're probably not stretching yourself hard enough. You also need to convince 5 people to help you in this journey, initially to give you feedback on the 360, but on an ongoing basis to give you opportunities to practice, suggestions for new things you can do, or feedback. You can't participate in this if you don't practice with meaningful journal entries or if you can't convince 4 people to help you out in the coaching process. The winners get immediately awarded an expert coach that I have personally certified and once a week video coaching through FaceTime, Skype, Google Hangouts, or whatever technology you prefer. You also get unlimited mobile messaging with your coach in between coaching sessions and this new artificially intelligent clone coaching that I have authored that is neither too easy nor too hard, but just right for your particular area of interest and your proficiency level. The winners of the time trial will immediately be recognized if they're at or above the standard for their level in 5 different areas of leader performance. The areas that we will credential are your ability to persuade, your charisma or ability to inspire, your ability to scan the environment, formulate a strategy, and be a good team member. You can see on the screen these proficiency levels for each job family that Chief McLaughlin and I have identified. There's also an expectation you must sign a behavioral agreement with us before you start the time trial. This means you have to go proactively talk with your stakeholders to let them know you're a competitor in the time trial and you'd like their support to help you on an ongoing basis develop. You have to be willing to schedule and practice artificially intelligent coaching that I've written for you. This means at least once a week that you have to get a push notification, try to apply it to your real Kasumnes work, and then journal about the lessons you've learned from that application. You must attend and take seriously the one-on-one private coaching sessions you have, listen carefully, seek out a mentor, and share your development plan with people around you like your manager so they know how to support you. In exchange, your coach will agree to keep whatever you talk about with him or her private, to maintain your confidentiality at all times, unless there's the possibility of imminent abuse, harm, breaking of the law, or if you give permission for the coach to share your private conversation or journal entry. Otherwise, that's just between the two of you. The coach and LeaderAmp reserve the right to tell Kasumnes leadership whether you're keeping your word in this behavioral agreement. Are you actively engaged in practicing at least once a week, in journaling about the lessons you've learned from your experience, to participating fully in the coaching sessions? So, if you're interested in taking your career to the next level and you want to win the time trial so you get access to this very unique executive coach for your leadership, you need to commit to deliberately practicing, convincing 5 stakeholders to support you, commit to spending time, 30 minutes once per week for the first month, and you can have unlimited support through our AI and mobile chats with your real human coach. So what are the areas that we actually look at in our assessments and our development? We grow both your potential to take on new roles and new tasks and your performance, your actual behaviors that other people can see. In the area of performance, these are the areas we credential and we will certify: environmental scanning, strategy formulation, charisma, teamwork, and persuasion. Potential are the areas between your ears. Some of the areas are harder to develop, they're more personality trait-like, and others are relatively easier to develop, they're more skill-related. All of them are candidates for you to select to develop. If you'd like more details on the specific dates, times, and logistics for how to take advantage of this opportunity at Kasumnes, feel free to reach out to Kristen Bitts for more information. Thank you.